Okie dokie. So, some huge breaking news that has just happened in the last few hours. Seconds, even. Real Madrid have announced that Cristiano Ronaldo will be leaving the club. He has left Real Madrid and is signing for Juventus. Real Madrid have come out today and made this statement. Real Madrid communicates that according to the will and request expressed by the player Cristiano Ronaldo, he has agreed to transfer himself to Juventus. Today, Real Madrid want to express its gratitude to a player who has proved to be the best in the world and who has marked one of the most brilliant times in the history of our club and world football. Beyond the conquered titles and the trophies achieved, the triumphs achieved in his playing days, during these 9 years, Cristiano Ronaldo has been an example of dedication, work, responsibility, talent and improvement. He has also gone on to become Real Madrid's top goal scorer, 451 goals in 438 games. In total, 16 titles, including 4 European Cups, 3 of them consecutive, 4 in the last 5 years. On an individual basis, the Real Madrid jersey, he has won 4 Golden Balls, 2 the best, and 3 Golden Boots, among many others. For Real Madrid, Cristiano Ronaldo will always be one of the greatest symbols and a unique reference for the next generations. Real Madrid will always be your home. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Nobody saw this coming, but he has officially signed. It wasn't expected to go through so soon. It looks like it will be for 105 million euros, around 100 million pounds. That is an extensive amount of money, but he will be worth it. He will be the record transfer from a Spanish club to obviously an Italian club. It's a record for any Italian club to pay. The record was Higuain, who is also currently at Juventus. It's unbelievable. Nobody expected this, but what a whirlwind it has been for Real Madrid in these last few months. They win the Champions League, and then just a few days later, Zidane leaves. And that was not expected. And now Cristiano Ronaldo has left. So back to that statement, they say that he has agreed a transfer to Juventus and that they are so grateful for everything he has done for them. This is official news. This came from the club itself, from the club website. The statement I have already read out is obviously there is a few mistakes in there because it is using translator as I don't speak Spanish. I really did not think this would go through. And where does this leave Lopetegui and the club? Will they go in for somebody like Dybala, maybe Hazard, maybe even Neymar? This could see something go on that you've never seen before. Money could be spent now. This could really kick off the window. The Neymar deal really kicked off several moves, that cost a ridiculous amount of money. And this could be the same again. So he obviously has been with Portugal and they got knocked out to Uruguay in the last 16. He scored several goals. He scored, I think it was 4 or 5 over that course, including the hat-trick against Spain. He has been in trouble for things like taxes. He's been in trouble with taxes, and that is probably one of the reasons he wants to leave. He has been wanting to leave for several seasons now. So this shouldn't be a surprise at all. Italy is a lovely place, and he has played in Portugal, he has played in Spain, he has played in England, and now he has played in Italy. Juventus could become such a huge force with this transfer. They have been so close. They have been in the Champions League final 2 years out of the last 4. They are a very good club who once again got knocked out against Real Madrid, who went on to win it. it's no surprise to me that they want to try and win that Champions League. He is currently in Greece on holiday. Says How to Draw Famous People. It's a lovely place. I wish I was there. But the weather ain't too bad here, is it? So you need to get players in that have won this, and he could push them over the line. He could make them Champions League winners, which is something that they desperately want. They failed under Conte. They failed under Allegri at the moment. So it's going to be very interesting to see who else they bring in, because clearly that is what they want. At 105 million euros, I'm surprised none of the English clubs didn't go in last minute for him, because he is such a talent. Yes, he is aging, but even if you got 3 years out of him, he could bring something in those 3 years that is just totally unbelievable, and could bring trophy after trophy after trophy. Real Madrid without Ronaldo is going to be so weird, but there are so many people they could replace him with. After being so far away from Barcelona before, now this, where does it leave them? Who are they going to bring in? Lopetegui has obviously been in the Spain national team for several seasons, but I can't see many of those players coming through. I really, really can't. So it'll be interesting to see what they do now. They could go in for several different players. They have a lot of aging players as well, the likes of Benzema, Bale to a certain extent. Left back, Marcelo, Sergio Ramos. So all of those are aging. Yeah, I don't really believe that Manchester United were ever in for him. I really don't. But that's just me. It'll be interesting to see whether Bale stops now, because Bale was going to probably leave, but he could get his place back into the side. Now he has left, which is just fantastic. I did not see this coming at all, and I don't think anyone really believed that he wanted to leave, but that is exactly what has happened. If they get it wrong in the summer, Real Madrid, they could be far, far behind Barcelona should they improve. They've already signed Arthur from Gramoa from Brazil. They've also lost poor Paulinho. So there is a chance that they could get stronger. There is a chance they could get stronger. And, that is something that concerns Real Madrid. So Juventus could be dominant, as How to Draw Famous People has already said, because now they have Ronaldo, they have Dybala, they have Higuain, they have Mandzukic who can still do a job. I'm a massive fan of Pjanic. You know who I mean. Pjanic. I don't know why I can't say his name, but the little lad in midfield, he is very good. They have Alexandro, who is rumoured to be leaving shortly. They have Chiellini, who can still do a job. So there are so many players who are quality in that side. Cuadrado has always done very, very, very good. He does want to go, Bale, but now that Ronaldo has left, that would mean he will have more game time and potentially be a starter, and that's what he wants. I'm not 100% convinced he wants to leave Real Madrid. I'm really not. I really think that he wants to stay. He just wants game time. Thank you. Yeah, I really do rate him. He's a very, very, very talented player. It will be interesting to see what dominoes fall now this has happened. But this is going to start the craziness of the transfer window. It has been more crazy with stories in the last 2 days than it has been for the whole entire year so far. So that is just how crazy it's been, and I expect it to get crazy. I expect big deals to go out in the Premier League. It's been reported that Riyad Mahrez is on his way to Manchester for a medical to join Manchester City. There are going to be so many transfers, and it will be really, really interesting to keep an eye on. The Real Madrid dealings. There's been, Neymar, Mbappe, so many different people, but they could go in for one or two. They could even try and replace Benzema. But one thing is for sure, last year, I talked about this on the other one, they really did crap business. They brought in a few young players. They brought in Theo Hernandez. I think that was the biggest transfer they made. And that really backfired. And I worry for Man City that if we don't sign players of good quality, that will happen. Because Real Madrid was so far ahead of everyone else. So far ahead. And then it just all came tumbling down. So I'm hoping we can get that over the line and Jorginho, and then see where we are. It's hard to remember that the Premier League season will kick off, I think, a month today. So a month today, Manchester United versus Leicester City. But Manchester City and Chelsea kick off on the 5th of August, and they've got nothing done. Chelsea, they're in a right mess. Is he staying? Conte, is he leaving? Who's coming in? It's just an absolute circus at the minute. To be so close to some clubs are back. Arsenal have been back for a week or two. And obviously I support Hereford. They've been back ages. They've been back about 3 weeks. But clubs are going back to their club, and it's just a mess. It's just a massive mess at Chelsea, which could tie in to Hazard, who is an exceptional player, who has been doing very, very well at the World Cup, potentially going. It really, really does. And it does look like it will be, a crazy summer. A crazy summer. You just don't know with these how this will go. It looked like it was going to be a quiet, calm summer. With the World Cup, obviously the Premier League ends on the 9th? The 9th of August, the Premier League window shuts. So between now, we have just under a month. And I think it's going to be absolutely crazy. There hasn't been that much spent. And in the few weeks left, it will go absolutely bloody berserk. It really will. It will show just how amazingly they've kept everything going. I think there'll be more money spent on transfer deadline day than has ever been spent before. It's going to be nuts, and if there's anything that could tie us over until till the season kicks off, it'll be the transfers just going nuts, and it's going to be hard for everyone to keep up with it. I mean, I said that I do a video for everyone, for every transfer, and I've kept to that. I said at the beginning of the summer, at the end of the season, I said I'm going to cover every single Premier League transfer, and that's exactly what's happened. And that's been really hard to keep up with. It really has. It's been really hard to keep up with all of the transfers, but I have done it because I've got the replay in the front, and the dog is pissing about. But I'm ahead of you by, I don't know, a few seconds. So I was just checking what he was doing. So it's unbelievable. I really did not see this coming. And it's very quick how this has all happened. I really, really do respect Real Madrid for letting him go. They could have been absolute bastards to him, but they haven't been. They have really, really been nice to him and kind to him, and I really respect that because, you know, he is their best player, but they have offered so much. He has offered so much to them, and they have respected him back, and there's a lot to be said about that. And there won't be a lot written about that because it's not important. But it is amazing that they have been so kind to him, and I really, really, really do respect them for being so kind. They could have been absolute wankers, but they haven't been. How much have they brought? CR74 says, I am Fora. It's meant to be around 105 million euros, which is more than was quoted. More than was quoted by a lot. So it was meant to be around 88 million pounds, which, or 88 million, yeah, 88 million pounds, which works out at a million less than what they paid for him. However, they have paid 105 million euros, which is 93 million. So that's a lot of money for someone that, you know, is on his way out. You know, but he's such a specimen. He could go on for 4, 5, maybe even 6 years. They were saying on the telly, this is his last World Cup, and I was thinking, don't write him off to be at the next one. You know, he is that much of a specimen. If he is still playing football, if he hasn't retired for his nation, Portugal, he will be at the World Cup in 2022 in Qatar. There's no doubt in my mind. He is that important to him. It's a bit like just keeping them. A good example is Mexico. They have, is it Martinez? He's just kept going and going and going, and they kept him in the side, which I really, really admire. £105 million is the fee paid. 93 million euros. No, £105 million, sorry, they paid for him, which is a lot more than what was originally paid. It's a huge gamble, but it's one that will probably pay off. I am looking forward to watching Serie A next season because, and another thing that I haven't spoken about, there was a title race, wasn't there, in Serie A between the winners eventually, Juventus, and there was Napoli, and Napoli ran them very close under Sarri. Now, Ancelotti has gone back to Italy to manage Napoli, where he was very, very successful with AC Milan, and that could be something that they're worried about. It really could. It really, really could. It could be something that they're worried about. It might not be. We don't know. But to be spending £105 million on a player of that age is, you know, a statement of intent that they want to win that Champions League. Would they accept finishing second, third, fourth in the league in Serie A to win the Champions League? I think they would. I think they would. Because it's so important to them. It is so important to them to win that Champions League. No Italian club has won it since 2009. And that was Mourinho. So they've been very, 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 very dominant in the league, and that has clearly shown. They are by far and away the best side. But when it comes to Europe, not so much. And that is obviously just how it is. You know, and it's not just them. Every Italian club has struggled. It's been a huge, huge, huge domination by the Spanish clubs lately. So worldwide, they have won the Champions League / the European Cup in 1985 and 1996. So it's been 22 years since they last won that. They've come up several times. They've won the UEFA Cup, which is now the Europa League, 3 times. But they have never won it since 1996. So it's been over 20 years. Right, I am going to sign off now. Thank you for everyone for tuning in to this live stream. I don't do this very often, so it's great to see really, really decent numbers getting in. You know, we're up to around 8 and 9. That really means a lot to me. If you are new, hit that subscribe button to get involved and stay notified. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Mike, and I will see you soon.